dinner.
You didn't buy anything for dinner?
We have dinner.
Ah!
We didn't buy anything.
Good
Just
job.
be like, I'm the dinner!
I'm so proud of you. We're live, by the
There's no
way.
sustenance! Ah!
None of you? Really? Okay, that's a first. Hi. Hello, fans
Wait,
and
what?
newcomers.
Penis.
We...
Penis.
You had your
I'm not the
opportunity.
penis
no,
guy.
it's too late now.
No!
No, it's
Never.
too late.
I was busy double
You-
checking and making
You know
sure
what?
that all of our
You
audios were
don't
heard, okay?
Fucking don't
Pussy.
sit here and fucking... You don't get the penis when it's too late, okay?
I get to penis whenever I want.
Can I put that on a t-shirt?
Okay.
Merch!
Is Telia's camera visible?
No, it's not, unfortunately. Hello,
Okay,
fans and
great.
newcomers alike. We are the
Congratulations,
Wyld
at least it's done.
Oh, God.
At least it can't be clipped like that.
I don't care. I wish
It's
it
because we
could.
started jerking it.
Christ. So, start this off with the usual bullshit. All the audio you hear comes from either tabletop audio or Slipstream. Slipstream content uses links in our description so that we can use their stuff for free in our videos. And anything we use from tabletop audio is brought to us via my subscription. And their shit's always really good, so go check them out. Hashtag not sponsored, just covering our ass.
Beep.
With that out of the way, who wants to talk about what happened last session?
Not me.
Okay, wonderful.
We hit level 8.
No.
Wait, that's way back.
Imagine.
Level 8.
Imagine we de-leveled 9 levels.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, we traveled to Fafnor because we were curious if the Thieves Guild there had any information about any assassins that would be hired to kill Yorlana. When we landed in Fafnor, we were spotted by some hooded people. I am now assuming that those were werewolves and not, you know, Thieves Guild, since there are no more Thieves Guild in Fafnor. Spoiler alert. Yeah, so we moved back down into the Thieves Guild hideout and found no bodies, nothing, just a lot of broken stuff and a lot of broken doors. Eventually, after some fox shenanigans from Spot and also from Goran, we did find 2 people, 2 gnomes, named Ivan and Igor. They said that they were the only surviving members of the Fafnir Thieves Guild, and that the werewolves had taken everyone else. So we escaped with some werewolves at our heels, but we managed to run away from them. And now we're bringing Ivan and Igor to the boat to work as sailors.
Very true.
Yep. So that's where we're at.
Granted, at this point, you still have a decent amount of time in the day, maybe like a couple hours actually. The day hasn't fully turned to night, but it's up to you how you want to spend that time, or you can just turn to a rest.
I don't know if you have anything else to do.
I have a thing. Sorry, come here.
Yes?
Come with me into my room.
Okay, I follow. Where are we currently located, by the way?
At the boat.
On the boat.
Oh, okay.
On the boat.
On about.
On the boat. I'm going to
Boating.
bring Sari in, and I'm gonna lock the door.
Okay.
Spy on them.
I'm also going to. Do I have like?
You look up at me because I'm like 6'3".
I'll still face
No.
myself.
Well, I am
Also-
looking. I think I
I gotta look into the
think
magic.
I am looking up at you, anyways.
Sorry's gonna look into magic to make himself taller. This is all of his life's goal.
I have.
Yeah,
Wait,
some
hold
large.
on.
Reduce a large, reduce a large.
Is it story 5-7?
Well, I
5'6",
think Caroline is
'cause I made it when I
5'6".
was a child.
Mhm.
Oh. No, Caroline's
So-
5'4". Caroline's short.
Oh.
I made
Caroline
it
is
6
short.
years ago,
Oh.
so you know.
She's short. I'm going to put some piece of like a handkerchief or something in the keyhole. So it will be just in case.
Sure.
Okay,
Yes, Celia,
sorry.
what do you want to tell me secretly? Okay.
Who's Telia?
Sorry, I'm the dimension.
Who the fuck is Telia? Who's this bitch you've been talking to?
Who is this? Is that the name of the cat lady?
AFK? D&D? What are you talking about? D20?
Okay.
This is a sword.
I have two things for you. Do you want to do the thing that you have to do first, or the talking first? Do you want to have a me checking in with you first, or a you identifying something for me first?
I can identify some first.
Okay, I'm going to go into my bag of holding, where this thing has been sitting for a few days,
Not even.
a week.
Not even.
Yeah. And I'm gonna pull out the moonstone
This is from Saren's lab, right?
from Saren's office.
Okay.
Can you identify this for me?
Yes.
Thank you.
Give it here.
It seemed to be the source of the pulling thing that Goran and Illikin was talking about, and I
Which,
I want to make sure that it's safe.
As you pull it out of the bag of holding, both Goran and Illikin kind of get that ping.
Cool.
I do cast identify.
I know them now.
Okay, yeah,
That'll
you can make a stealth check.
Take a minute.
I know your hood's up. Make a stealth check.
Oh,
I also cast Pass Without Trace.
Okay.
Subtle spell. I was actually doing that. I'll let you know.
Alright. So, as you go through the process of subtly casting, or not subtly casting, of trying to cast the spell, and identifying the shiny lunar rock.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna pull this over here. I do need to know what that those rolls are.
38.
Oh, okay, cool. So,
sorry.
and you've got some pretty good hearing, actually. I'll have you go ahead and make me a perception check as well. This is relying on hearing, so.
Well, only 15, but
Okay.
it's not a particularly silent door
True.
or like noise canceling.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But they are.
I
trying to
mean,
keep
I'm
quiet.
not like whispering either. Like
Right.
I'm talking at normal.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind. For the sake of this, Goran, sorry, you'll understand or hear most of the conversation. You might miss a couple of things here, but what you'll miss is nothing that's going to be like detrimental or relevant to what you're trying to hear and listen into. So you'll get the majority of anything that's necessary.
Fuck my pizza.
Okay, so Starry begins the process of identifying as he walks away from the table.
Come here.
I know, you're good. As he does, you watch him set up the implements and build into his arcane proficiency, and as he eventually, takes the time, goes through the motions, and pulls the information out with his, all of the utensils he utilizes for this method.
The incense, the
burnt incense,
chalk.
the little fucking the gemstone.
I
that
look
he
around,
works
smelling
through.
that hay thing. Help me.
This is a charge stone.
Charge
It is
stone.
a larger
I
charge
think I know what
stone
that
than
does.
what's in your daggers, but it is
Oh,
effectively one of those. You could set this in something, and you can expend the power within it. It has up to a 3rd level spell slot in it at the moment.
I mean, I can do 2, 3 first levels.
Right.
Well.
But the
Okay,
energy
got it.
energy that's stored within it is not a spell or a spell slot. It is pure lunar energy.
Hey, that
Which-
sounds like Goron.
is why it's for the purposes of the identify spell, the item can be used to call and or command a creature of specific lunar like attunement, if you would.
Oh my god, it's the Astral Dreadnought again.
That was my hypothesis.
So for the
I
sake of
am
this,
epic.
because you have the stone, it alone cannot call one of the beasts that's created by Julia. But you get the sense this is probably part of the methodology that she would use to help you command the creature that she's going to give to you should you hold up your end of the deal. So you
Mhm.
already have part of that. Alternatively, you can use it to
Libya.
expend energy from it. You don't know what that will do necessarily. Because identify wouldn't really. You can expend the energy from it. Expending the energy will be harmful. You don't know the exact details, but it'll be harmful towards the direction it's expended from. And once depleted, it can either be refueled or charged up with a 3rd level spell. But a 3rd level spell is not lunar
Okay.
energy, so you only have the one use of lunar energy, and you don't know how to recharge that. Pizza, nice.
Full moon.
Can I?
Oh, good!
Charge.
My internet
full
decided to
die.
shit itself a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you mind reading the description?
We're streaming.
I know we are. Please.
I can. It's a charge stone that holds up to 3 levels of energy.
It is.
And it can control creatures with lunar connection. And the charge can be used to do some harmful effect. And then it can be charged up again with 3 levels of spell. But then it'll lose the lunar thingy.
There
lunar
is one other
energy.
effect this thing has for lycanthropes, which Identify would give out. And it's that it can be used to enhance the curse of lycanthropy or other theranthropic beings, should they choose to empower themselves with it. Again, one-time use.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'll cast Unseen Servant 5 times, not 3 times.
What?
Unseen Servant 3 times.
Why?
Are you gonna do something stupid again, like you did in Firestone?
What did I do in Firestone?
You poked me, and then you were like,
I
you
can't
don't
remember
remember.
that.
It's fine. It's fine.
Is it way back?
Yes, it's very long ago. It's I mean, I think it was before Cadrith died, so you know.
Oh shit, well, 1982? Damn.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful.
I need to know, Starry, why are you casting Unseen Servant? Or are
I was
you-
just joking about
Okay.
spending all 3 levels on bullshit.
Oh.
Gotcha. So,
okay.
so I need to clarify. It's not 3 levels of charge. It is a single charge of the 3rd level. It can hold up to 3
Okay.
levels of a charge, but it's only one charge.
Invisibility.
3rd level invisibility.
No.
Something's already in it. So whatever is in it is what you'd
Yeah.
be expending. It's
Spell?
not it's not a spell.
It's power, energy.
Yeah.
It's
Think of it
mana.
like a lunar battery. Yeah.
There's something in it. But you can, if you expend it, you can replenish it with.
Up to
An
a 3rd level
arcane.
spell slot. Yes.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting.
And of course, Caroline, you're well aware of charge stones just because of Oxide's also incredibly aware. He's the one that made the dagger for you. For those who
How-
don't know, charge stones can be embedded onto pieces of armor, non-magical,
Or weaponry.
right? Which they won't make those weapons magical themselves, but they can allow you to store a spell into them or grant a bonus to make them magical in some capacity. Charge stones are expensive typically, but they're a workaround towards enchantment specifically, because you can add multiple charge stones to an item up to a certain point before the item it breaks upon use. for the sake of Oxite's not here, so I'll just tell you this. The charge stone that you have, because of its size and can't be broken down, you could probably affix it to a set of armor to make it a magical set of armor, with whatever energy or charge is used inside of it. But affixing it to there means that it has to be like enchanted in some way itself and then embedded into the armor.
Big process.
Yeah, it's a whole process. You can do a lot with charge stones. They're effectively batteries that, if you choose to enchant, are enchanted items themselves that you can then embed into non-magical items to either make them magical or to grant them additional effects, like Caroline's Dagger of Trickery, which has 2 different charge stones inside of it, one with see invisibility and the other with invisibility.
I did not realize that Caroline's Dagger of Trickery was not a magical weapon.
It is considered a magical weapon. Once the charge stone's
Okay,
put inside of it, it is
wonderful.
considered a magical weapon.
Great.
But the point is,
Great.
like, to put a charge stone into something, you have to be able to work the metal. So you work the metal before
Yeah.
putting in the charge stones or fixing them in. Once the charge stones are fixed in, the weapon becomes magical and cannot be. It is no longer malleable.
Okay.
Indestructible.
I
Not
mean,
indestructible. It is
an
possible to break
extent.
magic
Magical,
items.
Or, like,
magical
Like,
things are always like
mm-mm.
resistant to an extent.
Resilient,
Of
yes.
stuff.
I always imagine like some bullshit like a magical like plushie. Or like a magical like a deck of many things.
Mhm.
And like there's a
Uh-huh.
stone door that's like sliding down. And I just put like 2 or 3 of them on top of each other, like boom, and it stops like there. I have like 2 feet to work with.
Yeah, no. That does not work. You as a wizard can probably learn how. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check.
Fair.
Just off
What was
topic.
the
let's see
other
if you
thing I was
remember.
thinking about?
I don't remember.
Oh, what?
Da 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 da. 11.
11.
Oh,
Wonderful.
right.
You're familiar that it doesn't work.
Um.
And there's something called enchantment breaking. But typically that destroys the item too. Beyond that, you don't know anything else.
Sorry, I had another thought actually. I'm gonna pull out the old necklace that Spot's soul was in, or souls.
Ooh, you still have.
Could you
that.
technically use this for like your soul cage spell thingy?
Short answer? Yes.
You want?
Yes. I'll take it.
You're welcome.
By the eye. Sorry.
No.
Because then I'll remove it from my stuff.
Okay. You'll have to tell him what
Goodbye,
it's called.
necklace not containing Spot souls.
But then, what is the moonstone? Not the moonstone, but
Necklace?
the charge stone look like?
Church stone.
The
What's it feel
charge stone looks like a pretty thick shard of glass. Like it's probably like, let's say, this long, maybe about that wide. Honestly, it probably looks like a teardrop if it were a piece of like. Yeah, probably a little sharp in some places, but otherwise it does look like it was intentionally
But
designed.
it looks like
Or like a piece of fire frozen in time, if you would. Is probably the best way to describe it. It's little like delicate, like some like hinted curvature and then up to the point. But it's probably about that thick. And it's a decent, like, I don't know, maybe like 1.5 pounds, 2 pounds, I think.
it looks
Oh,
like
so it's not like a
glass.
tiny pebble. It's like
No,
No,
it's
the one
E.
that Caroline's familiar with are both like little tiny rocks, but this one's
because
Yeah.
I
this one's a
imagine it
solid
being like this
fucking-
big, like a pick,
It's bigger.
like a little.
Yeah, no, it's definitely like pick up your
Like
mouse.
this.
It's probably about pick up your mouse. It's probably about that big, maybe a little taller by the points.
Sweet. This pizza's so fucking good.
Yeah,
Oh my fuck. Ah.
Also, the second thing. I'll take the moonstone back.
There you
And I'll put it back in the bag of holding.
Before we take a little. Ah. Then get back.
Check. Okay. How are you doing?
Go on, Illick, and the ping goes away.
Thank you for asking. I don't like the direction we're going.
No.
I mean, with your observant eyes, you could probably tell. Excuse me, I'm burping. Burp.
You really shouldn't be eating whilst I'm talking to you.
I was thirsty. Um, you know, things are going. But
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have big plans. We have important business to do. It's there's a lot of it I do want to be a part of, and there's a lot of parts that I really didn't. I really wish I didn't have to.
Yeah.
I mean, it really feels like the world needs us, but we have to cut off a couple percent.
It's wild
It's
what like there's been so much that's happened in the last year. I swear I've experienced more in the last year than I have, the
First
rest of the
500.
60 last ones.
Yeah. I mean, you've seen wars come and go, haven't you?
I have, well, kind of. I've heard
Yeah.
about them. I haven't like
But I
really
mean,
seen any. Um, but yeah.
yeah. How old were you about the? And then I mentioned some war that was like 200-300 years before your time.
No, that was like my parents' generation.
Right. I'm just
Yeah.
joking with you. Calling you old.
Well, yeah, I think my parents would be around my age at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm just checking in. I mean, you've been through a lot the last few weeks. You got a necklace.
Very pretty.
Gorgeous.
Thank you.
Has she talked to you at all?
Nope. You there? And I tug on it both ways.
There's no response, but at some point, like a little after you move your hand, there is a slight tug towards like the front of it.
Not much.
So she hasn't given you any missions, quests yet?
Not yet. I don't like that I feel I am in debt. But it's it's worth it. Whatever it
Mm.
is. I mean, it can't be worse than this, right?
Well,
Or maybe I shouldn't say that.
no, I'm gonna knock on wood.
You're surrounded by it, so that's pretty easy to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, I have other things I want to do,
Yeah.
Maybe I have family.
Didn't didn't she say that your dad was still alive? Or that he survived?
Yes. He he I've been told he's out there somewhere and
That's crazy.
from what I've heard, devils don't lie, they trick.
Mm,
So stupid deal.
that's okay. You can't be the smartest all of the time.
Thank you.
Um, Also, I'm proud of you for standing up to us. It's important that you said what you said.
I really mean it.
You know.
I'll finish the business that we're on. But that's it. Likely. I've come to like you guys, but
Well, that's good.
I mean, I'm assuming the band is still gonna be playing after we're done. At least parts of them.
Hmm.
But I don't know.
I mean, we want to accompany you to Candolia after this.
I wish that I will do that, but I was
I
thinking
think
more
we
like
are. I mean, at least in my head, after taking, a little pit stop back in Kylen-Jaal, I think we are going to Candolia.
yeah. Oh, it'll be great. The fields,
Back home.
flowers.
Maybe we'll meet Clyde again.
Maybe we'll meet Clyde again,
Maybe we can tell him all of the shit that we've been doing the last year.
right? All the shit we tried and some of the things we succeeded.
The governments we've overthrown.
And the governments we've created.
Yep.
You've done a lot. I just
We have.
did wish we didn't have to do all the killing. Which
Yeah.
we often don't. And it's honestly heartbreaking.
I am trying.
I think you're doing well. Not saying everyone else is terrible. Not saying everyone else is great, but
Yeah.
we're all in this together, and we've all done our fair share of ending people's lives.
Yes.
And often we had to, and sometimes there were other ways. We did what we had to, but
I think we have to get more creative. Figure out new, interesting ways to do stuff.
I like to think things
Yeah.
we're succeeding in, but I don't like the ways we're doing it often. So
Yeah.
I'll help. Don't want to toot my own horn, but I know I got my hand in this, and well, a lot of things wouldn't go around, so I'll stick around. I'll
I mean,
finish what
you
we
got
started.
Elda back.
I did.
Yeah.
And I've gotten pretty consistent at gauging people's souls.
Yeah, you got a lot of practice.
Yeah. Now, there's the assassination stopping, and there's
Mm-hmm.
my dad, and there's Barack over
Mhm.
here.
Yep.
Those are pretty much our main goals right now.
Yeah, I wish I knew why Ethan attacked Graydon.
Graydon, right?
Yes.
Character you said Graydon.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you remember right when we met you, right? Because you came on the boat from Candolia, and then literally that same day, like literally a few minutes after, the Eastern Empire attacked Graydon. And I don't know why. And I'm not great at politics, to be honest.
remember that night.
That was my brother. And also Genevieve now. Yeah. I think I want more information. I guess I should give this moonstone to Illic and Goran.
Yeah.
Let
How
them
about you,
fight
Karen?
over it.
Is your head still spinning? Like it should?
Well, a lot has happened in the last 2 months. Cadrith came back from the dead, literally, except he doesn't have the memory of me killing him. Which is really weird. Um. And you all decided that I'm your leader or whatever, which is also weird.
Well, you got the ship.
Yeah, that makes me a captain.
Aye,
Out of character. Aye, Captain.
aye.
I'm also hearing the SpongeBob sound, like
I really-
theme song in my head right now.
I really straighten up and go with that.
So yeah, I'm dealing with that, but you know, trying to figure out how to live up to you guys. But I think there's a lot of stuff going on. But we're all still alive, or alive again in some cases. So I think I'm holding up.
You seem so. But again, you never really know how someone's doing. And I appreciate you asking.
Of course. I figured it was warranted. Yeah, let's go. People are probably listening at the door again. Why do they always do that? If I'm going into my quarters, that means that I want privacy.
I'm just a very nosy person.
You say that?
Through the door.
Yes. Yeah.
I love it.
Before
Anne.
Caroline gets to the door, I'm gonna give her a big hug.
Oh, big hog.
Oh,
Big hug.
big hoop.
Big
Like a
hog.
really, really firm one. Like the Spider-Man and Iron Man, like, don't leave me hug.
No, that's very dramatic.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Out of character. Do you have a ring of cold resistance?
I do not have a ring of cold resistance. I do have fire poisoned. No.
Can I slip my ring of cold resistance into his pocket?
Like subtly, or you want him to know?
Yes, like subtly.
Make a sleight of hand check.
So that's a 27.
Yeah.
he-
My passive perception is
I
13.
love that you rolled a 2 and it's still a 27. Thanks, Rogue.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Rogue.
I'm
Well, I have
sorry?
reliable-
Where is that?
I have reliable talent, which means that anything
Oh, it's-
anything in 9 or under can be counted as a 10.
10,
And then
yeah,
I
I
have a
was gonna
plus
say, yeah.
17 to my sleight of hand.
Granted, on our campaigns, you can still crit fail skill checks. So, like, nat 1s are nat 1s, but everything else, 2's a fucking 27.
Mm.
Yeah.
You
so,
could get reliable talent.
so,
That's not reliable though. If you crit one and you still fail.
I mean, there's still always a chance of fail, but you are less likely to ever fail. So, Starry, go ahead and add a ring of cold resistance to your inventory.
Though I don't know it yet.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's secret.
you'll check your stuff and find it at some point.
I'm really bad at checking my shit.
I know you are.
I'm really good at knowing what's in my bag. I'm really bad at checking it.
Yeah,
Holy.
like sometimes you expect all of the equipment you have received back from, like,
6 years ago.
a certain place where you deposited it. And then you find out much later that Riley has changed her mind and takes away your magical
Oh
item.
my god, shut.
I specifically inspected all of my equipment, Riley.
And you didn't though.
I did. I
Check the stream.
specifically,
Check the stream.
yeah,
We have stream.
we
We do
literally,
have streams,
yeah,
yes.
we literally, yeah, we checked it after, like, we got it back.
Well,
How big is
Because
the
we were
necklace
worried
that was
about it
given?
being bugged.
yeah, about it being bugged, but nothing. So the thing is, you checked it to see if it was like bugged or anything like that, right? If I'm not mistaken, you didn't roll a very good Arcana check for that.
Why would it be bugged?
but also like
Oh,
it was an
a
enchantment
board
that
game.
revealed itself the first time you used it.
It also no, it
And
didn't.
then after that, yes, it did. And then after that, you didn't check.
No,
Like
it
you didn't check it after you used it the last couple of times. Like I was keeping track. I even told you that it started glowing these strange new symbols that weren't there before.
So I'm gonna take the paper out, unlock the door,
Mm-hmm.
or the handkerchief,
You come
or
to
whatever
Goran
it was.
arguing with God. Nothing new.
This is bullshit.
Is Illiken up on
This is
deck?
bullshit.
Illiken, where are
Econ?
you?
This is bullshit. This is an outrage. I'm into fat bitches.
Al, you there?
Yeah, I'm
You're
Nice. Where is Illiken right now?
On the
I was
boat.
I mean, probably still hiding.
Hiding?
Hiding on the
Yeah.
boat? From what?
Oh, sorry, we're on the boat.
Yeah, we're on the boat.
Brain freeze.
That's fine.
Mental brain freeze. Why am I doing this?
Drugs. I don't know.
Yeah, probably just sitting with everybody. Or enjoying a meal.
Okay.
Either or. Or both.
Sure.
I was snacking of nuts.
So I'm gonna move a little closer to Illiken. I'm assuming that Goran's joining.
yeah,
Yeah.
not subtly.
So you guys remember the pool that you had in Saren's office? I believe that this, and I'm gonna pull it out again, the
Okay.
moonstone, is what it's from. I wanted to make sure that it wasn't harmful, so I got Starry to identify it. And it's a charge stone, right, Starry?
Yes,
And
it's
it
got
has
a
some
giant bomb in
lunar-
it.
Apparently it can hurt when it's used, but I don't know, but like outwards it seems. I don't know how it works exactly, but it seems to have moon energy in it. Yeah, I don't know what you guys want to do with it, but here you go. I'm just holding it out in the air so either of you can take it.
I reach out and
Or I guess
I
it would
like
be
hold it.
this.
You touch it?
Oh.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, Goran,
Cool. What's happening?
as
Oh,
you
no.
grip onto the stone, there is a sudden, like, flash of intense emotion that rides through your body, and you feel that feral pull at the lycanthropic curse in you try to, like,
What check am I
rip
making?
out of its chains. Like, you feel it, you feel as soon as you touch it, like, immediately you're just like you want it, like, hey, you need that power, like, it is a source of something great. It is enthralling. I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Since Illiken said that they were close to everyone else, does that mean that Kadra's here too and Goran gets the +5?
Hell no.
Cadus isn't here. I was gonna say Cadus probably elsewhere off the OFO. Cause like Cadus isn't here, Zalin isn't here, Oxide
Nope.
isn't here.
So if Goran dies, it's Kevin's fault for not
Yeah,
showing
I
up.
agree with that statement. That
No.
sounds great.
Goran's not gonna die.
Goran's gonna die.
Someone else might.
Alright, what's this? I'm gonna say no. What's the saving throw?
Cool.
Okay.
15. I probably failed that.
So, as soon as you touch it, you don't expend any use of your
Cool.
wild shape form. But you watch as Goran's form immediately shifts into this lycanthropic form, and you still feel somewhat in control. But it is an intense sense of, like, power in your entire fucking body. It honestly, like, for the most part, it feels like back before you found a way to actually control the shifts that you were feeling when you first adopted the curse. Where, like, it feels uncontrollable and in some cases overpowering. But as you're kind of, like, sitting there, like, like hand reached over, like claw, death gripping this fucking charge stone. You're just, your senses are more heightened. You're in your lycanthropic form, by the way. Like that you're in lycanthropic form.
Yeah.
What?
Nothing else changes so far.
Goran?
You good?
Is he responding?
His eyes,
Can
look,
I-
his eyes look a little
Yes?
bloodshot, but yeah, he says It sounds really like growly, but he says
Are
Benny
Igor and
Rock.
Uh,
Igor up here?
I'll say they're probably getting that's where Gadget is. He's introducing. He's giving me a ship.
Wonderful,
tour, so
great.
probably
Giving
no.
them under deck. Wonderful.
Yeah.
You're a little hairier than usual.
Than usual, than usual.
A little annoying.
Yeah.
Everybody's voices are a little annoying.
Aw.
Okay. Well, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, first off, you said this thing could control lycanthropes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you also said something else about there being a strange kind of magic in there.
Mm-hmm.
That was, or like, there's already a spell in it.
Well, no,
Essentially.
the magic that's stored within it is pure lunar energy.
Okay.
You actually, at this point, you probably have flashbacks to when fucking Carnivora reached up and touched the lunar stone in the ceiling way back when.
Hmm.
And then
yeah.
it kind of, its form shifted and it became a little more aggressive. It became a little bit more deadly, resilient to the shit that you're dealing with, to the shit that you threw at it. And you won't remember both the other druids fleeing the fucking scene as soon as it touched that.
Interesting.
Like, you remember all of that. And you
Cool.
kind of feel like that same sensation of like that rush of energy that's now like coursing throughout your body. Like it feels like you can't fucking relax.
Okay.
He got the zoomies.
Well, I have the zoomies. Well, I'm not gonna lie to you. This is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Power.
Well, yes, and it's almost overwhelming. I don't understand fully what's going on.
Are you able to let go of the stone?
Am I able to let go of the stone?
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Sick. I'm going to... And when I say let go of the stone, I'm going to put it in my bag of holding. Or I'm going to try to put it in my bag of holding, I guess.
Okay.
18.
18. You put it in your shirt pocket. It's not in your hand anymore,
Okay.
and you're still a werewolf. But you don't
Hmm.
feel like letting go of the stone. That's your power.
Okay. Well, yep, bad news. I don't
Uh-huh.
really feel like putting this away.
Uh-huh.
And, yeah, it's not. No.
Yeah. It's
I'm gonna have the zoomies. I'm gonna, like, be, like, kind of pacing and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've been kind of like bouncing around, like shifting a little bit, and you can start like walking around pacing. I'll tell you this right now, since it is on your person. While you possess the Moonstone, you cannot use your wild shape at all. But
Okay.
you do have free access to all of your spells.
Nice.
Right, with spell slots still though, right?
Wait, what?
All of the spell
So
slots.
I normally I can't use anything above a 4th level spell when I'm in my werewolf form.
I thought you
Um,
meant that he didn't have to prepare spells anymore, and I was like,
Damn, so he just gets the entire druid.
No, not like that. No.
Yeah,
He has
no.
access to all leveled spells. Additionally,
Okay.
you don't get those temporary hit points right now. Actually, I did kind of mess up. I'll say this. you don't have those the temporary hit points, you can expend a use of your wild shape to grant yourself the temp hit points. That is it.
Interesting.
Otherwise, you are stuck in your wild shape form. You're stuck in your hybrid form while you possess this moonstone.
Illican?
I'll say this too, Illican, something you noticed, like now that Goran possesses the stone, the pole's no longer there.
Interesting. It's very interesting.
Quite interesting indeed, princess.
Hey, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is this cursed? Am I cursed now?
You've always been cursed
Definitely.
with lycanthropy.
Not
Lycanthropy
the
is a blood curse.
lycanthropy, I mean by the stone.
The stone itself is not cursed, no. Your lycanthropy is.
Yeah.
Looking at lycanthropy?
Yeah, because I think we would have been informed if it was cursed when
Correct.
we identified it.
Interesting. And do I feel as though I might have? I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make an Arcana check to understand the stone better, because I have the experience both of being a caster and of being a lycanthrope
Mm-hmm.
for more information. Cool.
Yeah, I'll say go ahead and make me an Arcana check. Sure.
Dick.
What information are you attempting to decipher from this, though?
I'm just trying to understand the stone better.
Gotcha.
Like what? Yeah. Like what's going on here specifically? All that kind of jazz. Other than like what I already know. I rolled an
Right.
18 total.
An 18 or 19? What'd you say?
18. 1-8.
18. Okay. You aren't too familiar with charge stones outside of what Caroline's used for her spells. You know that what I've told you previously is all there. There isn't much research that you yourself have done involving lycanthropy and lunar stones, necessarily. Like, you found a way to adapt your circle to control your lycanthropic curse rather than removing it from your body. And that's the extent of your knowledge of lycanthropy for the most part, other than, your past experiences. Something I can tell you is that you do feel like, on the sense of like powerful, like you feel good, confident about yourself. Like your mind's unbreakable, like your will is unwavering, kind of thing. It's like a high, kind of.
You took Adderall.
You took Adderall. The lycanthropy side of this, there's not much more to gain, and everything you can gain from it being a charge stone, I've already said. I will say this, the issue is not that it's a charge stone, the issue is that it's lunar energy within it that is affecting your lycanthropic curse. And so you need to do more research on that rather than the actual charge stone.
Is this a new day or is this the same day as
Same
before?
day.
Same day. Hey, Spot.
Yeah.
Do you think Baldwin knows anything about this?
Lycanthropy?
Yeah. Or
I
charge
mean-
stones.
Possibly. He doesn't know a lot of stuff.
He's like a
Well,
meat guy,
ask
right?
him.
So you switch
Also,
to...
can I? Sorry. I was just gonna make an argument. I would argue I would know some stuff about both lycanthropy and lunar energy because of both my time with my dad, even though that information would be a little bit more cagey, but also because I was specifically in both the Thieves Guild and, more importantly, the Druid Circle, which has been fighting.
They've been fighting werewolves and
the-
have remedies against them. Otherwise, like, they understand it's a blood curse and it's a curse that can be removed from one's body. And so, like, outside of direct conflict, like, if somebody's captured, they can remove the curse, or they can just outright kill the lycanthrope. there isn't much else beyond that the Druid's Grove would be able to give you, because they themselves only have methods of repelling lycanthropes, and protecting themselves, and that's the extent of your knowledge, like, as far as, like, the research would go. And the Thieves Guild cannot give you any additional information about lycanthropy because it was not involved in any capacity with lycanthropy or your father outside of you leaving and chaos erupting. As far as your father's studies go, the lycanthropy side of things was kind of kept away from you. Like, you knew about the Black Scar, but they didn't really reveal the lycanthropy side of things, like, to you directly. Like, if you knew about it, it was because you would have found out, like, way later, or you would have found out because you were snooping around, as per usual. And in addition to all of that, your first experience with lycanthropy was in Kylen-Jaal, when you got infected.
And Stolshi.
In Stolshi. Like, that was your first actual experience with lycanthropy, and you had very little study to go off of even back then.
Interesting.
You do remember, however, that I will say this, given the Stolshi experience was so long ago, I'll give you a little bit of a recap for that too. You do remember that at some point you did lose your free will at one point during that conflict. And it was Sabathel who brought you back to reality.
Wild.
You say brought me back. He fucking killed me.
Did he actually kill you, or did he?
Yeah,
right.
I healed War.
Yeah, he fucking knocked your ass down, then healed you, went to go fucking remove the curse, and never got to it because he wanted to keep it.
No,
that...
he was outright trying to kill me.
Well,
that sounds alright. Regardless.
But, like, Alan was like, cool, no.
I mean, judging by who he is.
Right.
And what he did after that.
You do know that, at some point, like, those who were infected with the curse who survived, whose free wills were taken away from them by the alpha, if you would, given your research.
Hey, yo.
They were all cured except you, and the alpha is dead.
Mm.
And you're aware that you have the ability to potentially do that, but you don't know how that would affect your mind, given that the individual didn't seem of free mind themselves. It was a lot of, like, they weirdly seemed under control. Like, under someone else's control. And the more that you're starting to put these pieces together, there's a lot of similarities here. Like, you don't know...
So who is the ultimate alpha?
You don't know who the alpha is.
It's me.
And you don't know if these lunar stones are capable of controlling them, or if being a part of their pack prevents that. There's a lot of research to be done here. Like, you don't know the intricacies of the curse of lycanthropy necessary to give you this information, but there are methods of potentially figuring that out.
Legend lore Saren.
You could certainly try.
So, does this make me feel like I'm an alpha, kind of?
Sure, yeah.
It's literally a
Likely.
red pill.
Yeah, you've been red-pilled.
Okay, interesting. Wonderful.
Half your party has lost their rights, according to you.
No,
I'm kidding.
fuck off.
I'm kidding.
Caroline is no longer in command.
I mean,
Where's
you know.
the alpha now?
Uh-huh.
Fucking love that. Omega person is denominational D&D server.
God damn it.
Not Omega version, man. Just okay.
Who the fuck
yeah.
pinged me?
Uh-huh.
God damn you. Not gonna lie, Mars, this is before I met you. Like, years ago, this shit happened.
Okay. Hey, did Baldwin tell you anything?
Oh, he didn't
Not
ask.
yet.
He didn't ask.
I mean, I was
Like-
trying, but then people were like arguing, so I couldn't really get to it.
Damn. You can focus.
So sorry. I would like to ask him now.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, Baldwin. So, do you know anything about lycanthropy and moonstones?
Charge some.
Charge stones.
And lunar energy.
These sounds aren't actually from the Dawson. These are me making them sounds.
It's just
you
a
hear-
spot manually making
Body is
down,
just
isn't it?
standing there like.
You hear, so you hear, like, in the back of your mind, a lot of this is research. I don't really know a lot of the research of this stuff. Like, on the piece after the question, I don't know anything about it. But charge stones can be kind of useful. I mean, for those of us who don't have the magical prowess, you know. Might be useful, though storing your energy might be a little bit more cataclysmic.
I see.
Wait for Baldwin to just diss me.
Also, who's that fucking idiot that brought that charge stone in here? Like, my god. I will share. I will be.
It's at this
Okay,
point.
so
what
not
is it?
really much info.
I mean, if we
But,
want to learn more... Sorry.
I mean, should we give it to Illican to see what happens?
I don't think
No.
Goran will do that.
Well,
Goran
okay.
just looks at... Goran just looks at, a spot, just squints. Is like, you know how when you have a dog, and the dog is a bull, he doesn't want to give you the bull. It's Goran.
Yeah, legitimately, like, you're aware that you probably shouldn't be holding the stone, but you really don't want to give it up. It's like, no take, only give.
It's mine.
No take, only throw.
We should give it to Illican. Don't take it from me. It's mine.
I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna cast a message to Caroline,
Okay.
Okay.
and I'm gonna say tonight.
It's not subtle.
Okay.
It's a purple component.
Oh yeah.
Nice. I hear it. I
Everyone
hear it
hears
with my heightened hearing.
If it had been sending,
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna
something
waste a
so
second. I'm not gonna waste a second level spell slot on a joke.
Third.
you also don't have sending.
Uh-huh.
Y'all hating.
How'd they go again?
Also, Star, you've officially been paid back for the components.
No, that's me.
Okay, well, if somebody's officially been paid back for their components, we did that.
How have I been
watch
paid
it.
back?
What? Okay.
That one's
guess
been
I'll
paid
add
back,
back
and
my
I don't
150
care
gold.
who.
Yeah, I texted you about that. You were like,
In notes, when I was like, no, that's my money.
No. Oh, yeah.
I don't know what's going on here. I'm just a DM.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, here you go.
Thank you.
You know, it's probably a smart idea to go to the Druid's Grove and be like, hey, help.
I mean,
Or
we
at least
do.
information.
I mean, we have to go there anyways because of, Gexus and Patchouli and funeral rite stuff.
Right.
Yeah, that's the one.
Everything has been prepared and readied for that. Yes, we have all the materials.
I think so. I don't.
Wonderful.
I think we were just waiting because we had other shit to do.
It's been like a couple days.
It's been like 2 days, I think.
Yeah.
Max like 2 days.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days, which is fair
Yeah.
enough.
2 days.
Okay, when we fly over to the beach or whatever to do stuff, can I make sure I gather sacred materials like natural materials that would be appropriate for a funeral as per the traditions of our druid grove.
Sure. Go ahead. I'll say for the sake of this, we can, over the course of like the next like
Mhm.
hour or so, while you still have some daylight, make this happen. We'll say this is gonna be. Because you're looking for the natural like flowers and things that would be required for something like this, I'm gonna make this a nature check.
Dick.
We never do those.
We really
Just the
don't.
intelligence when we do them.
Whilst he's doing that, can I read?
Yeah, I don't know what you have to read, but sure.
The books about noble houses, and I'm looking for Eurolana and Netherese
Gotcha. Looking for Eurolana Neveries.
from Saren's office.
Right. Let's see here. Ow. You mean Penelo Eurolana, or are you just looking for the other two house names, like Netherise and Eurolana, and information on both of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna start like broad, and then if there is like any entries about specifically
Right. Okay.
Penelo and whatever
So,
the fuck
the
his name is.
book gives off. This is like Saren's like handwritten notes, right? Or is this
I don't know. It's from his library,
Right.
or like from his bookcase. So
Okay, gotcha. And it's on noble
I don't think
houses,
so.
like, and these are noble
Yeah.
houses relevant to Turanian and Sidori, right?
Yes.
Okay, then so this one mentions of Netherise. It's a family that is, for the most part, human. There have been like half elven descendants, though they don't tend to necessarily last long. Not through any means. It's like they don't stick with
Racism.
they don't stick like the elves tend to move on to more arcanistic type things throughout the history of the family. But it was founded by a family of warriors. And when they rose into power, it was to found the city that they currently reside in. They were not the only ones that founded the city, but they had been a major political part of it ever since. And in recent years have hit tragedy where the family line has gotten thinner and thinner and thinner until now only Rothilion remains.
Which is why he's so suspicious of everything.
Pretty much, yeah. And as far as Penelo goes, the Eurolana house, they too were a founding house amongst a couple other nobles. And while they were not always warriors, they were typically people who handled like mercantile and negotiations and were the more like charismatic, like de-escalation side of things. And their house, as it tended to evolve, became a little more powerful in multiple sects of the city's foundings, like like they spread it out, not just in the sense of like protection, until at some point, as the Netherese like line began to kind of dwindle down and narrow, they took up arms there, where Eurolana is now like a majority. They were seen as a major contributor to the protection of the city itself. They've always been incredibly fond of the city and very defensive of the city. And Penelo is as well the last surviving member.
Oh. Okay.
Something else to notice, of note, is that there's only one other name that would have been crossed out in that journal of
Yeah,
Saren's,
the
which
other
would have
guy.
been a noble house name relative to the city, related to the city, but the line's been cut short, and the nobles are no longer there. But you get the sense
Wait,
that
what?
this is one of the names that's been crossed out as far as like all of the names that are on the Court of Whispers.
Yeah, Kylen-Jaal.
Yeah, well, there's more. There's more on there. I'm
Okay,
just letting
okay.
you know one of the ones that I never actually named was one of the ones that's in this book as one of the third founding house.
Hmm.
And they were a family of like arcanists and mages. And throughout even like today's time, they've stayed consistent in their archaic study, though one by one, through like odd circumstances, their family line was cut short.
So
Wild.
what I'm hearing is that the Mercury house is the last surviving house.
Mercury.
3 houses founding a city,
Uh-huh.
and this person is a noble sort of paladin type, who seems to, I'm gonna guess, be somewhat fond of fire magic.
No, it was the study of arcane and like spellcraft and shit like that.
I'm talking about Pinello.
Oh, Pinello? Pinello's house was typically like that of like merchants when it was first like brought in, like they were those who mastered commerce, and then eventually branched out into many different areas of the city and integrated themselves as well as their culture throughout the city itself, and then eventually one by one coming to a point where Pinello's the last one alive. Her family is not all warriors. Her family are just people who are like major noble parts of the city. There were politicians, there were ministers, there were pastors, there've been arcanists, there have been blacksmiths, there have
Real
been
estate agents.
yeah, like they've done almost real estate. They've done almost everything in the
Well,
city
because they
that could
own
have
like
been
a bunch
done.
of places.
And they do still own a bunch of places too. But Pinello's the last surviving member, and she herself is the captain of the guard.
So this
No.
sounds like,
Foul play.
to continue my joke because you missed it. It sounds like the House Mercury.
Sounds like I still don't get it.
From Campfire.
That's the lore of House Mercury, pretty
Oh,
much.
that's hilarious. That's hilarious. That's the lore. Should have made it your lore. Damn. Anyway. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't putting that together. I was still stuck in D&D.
Yep, wonderful. Go back to finding vegetables.
Yeah, speaking of vegetables, Goran, what was the
21? 21.
21? Yeah,
21?
you've managed to find like some of the like petals of useful plants that generate a fair amount of smoke as far as like, burning them for rituals and things like that. You find some
snow.
nice good flowers. You find natural roots and things as well that can be crushed up into powders or different parts of a decent ceremonial burial.
I also prepare like a flower necklace, which would be appropriate for this tradition as well, and then make sure that the variety of like materials that I have with me and all that kind of stuff are able to produce like a fine smell. It more so along the lines of something that would be very powerful, very potent. It can be hard to bear sometimes, but such as
Okay. Easy enough to do.
Shall I go ahead and perform the funeral ceremony?
Yeah, we
Or-
just have to cloud over to the Brits Gaia.
yeah. When everyone's ready, I'm like, okay, well, I
Still
I'm
werewolf.
just happen not true. Yeah, still a werewolf. Hey, first off, you guys go first. Or at least Caroline, you go first, because, you know, the werewolf coming through might not be
Right.
taken too well.
Uh-huh.
Um,
You can still cloud, right?
I can, yeah.
Yes.
I always could.
Yeah, no, I meant like just since you're not, transforming back into normal Goran,
Yeah.
just making sure that you can still, transform into cloud.
Yeah.
Good.
Um,
Yeah, we're leaving all of the other people on the boat so that they can,
Okay.
acquaint Ivan and Igor.
Fair enough.
unless anyone else wants to join us off, I guess.
A
Like,
funeral?
yeah, I don't care.
Yeah,
Like the NPCs.
yeah, that's fair.
I mean, Zalin probably would want to go.
Zal
That's
needs
fair.
to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd probably just be like, Eldasrai will hold the boat. Did Eldasrai meet him?
And
I don't think so. I think you guys handled it.
yeah.
Yeah, he did. I think
Did-
he's with us.
Well, no, I know Eldasrai is
No.
with you. Did he meet him?
I
How do you spell
don't-
that again?
I
don't
think so.
remember.
I think you guys handled the situation yourselves.
Namus and Rena haven't either. Because
Eldasrai will watch the
Uh,
boat. He'll take care of everybody.
literally. What about Oxide?
You can you can take Kadrith, Oxide, and Zalin with you, and Arya.
Okay.
For the sake of the funeral.
It's a big party.
Party at 10.
I like to party.
I like to move it.
Is it party at 10 or is it party 9?
I don't know.
39, I think.
9 right now.
21.
Party of 21.
I mean, with the chance we have, probably more than that too.
Yeah, we're not inviting everyone though.
Alright, so you blue and black mist form and make your way to the grove. Goran staying behind and Caroline going in first.
Yeah.
I have a question. I can't transform back
Nope.
into. Cool.
Something else you notice is that as you're at the grove, you can't even step close to it to a certain point. Like, you start to get a migraine type
banned.
shit. The
Slay.
smells are just
Type
kind of
shit.
overwhelming.
Getting a migraine.
Interesting. Can I ask for my master?
Hey yo.
There you
Wait, I
go.
have the names. I have
The
names.
whoever the
Aye.
person was that
The
I was
dude
talking to,
man.
like the dude man.
The alpha?
No. I have names in here.
The elder?
Yeah, the elder.
The fucking, yeah, okay. Archdruid, okay.
Where are my names? Here are my names.
Where are
No,
your names?
that's.
I can pull it up, give me a second.
Oh, here's my stuff. Okay. Is it Guruk, Shyla, or Sabek?
Garuk.
There you go. I have names.
Yeah. I ask for him.
Okay. Well, you can't step
I mean,
near it to
I'll
ask
ask
more,
for
but
him.
Yeah.
Easy enough. We can fast track up to the
Just be like-
point.
Corey needs some help, I think.
Please.
What do you mean?
I think
she
you'll
just
have to
pointed at
see
me.
for yourself.
You're outside the grove, Goran. You're not there.
I know. I'm just looking at him anxiously, as one would.
You can't
like,
see him
look.
from outside the grove.
You're
I'm
you're
still
far
looking
away.
for him.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
literally
that's
can't
fair.
step foot in the grove.
I know. I'm still looking for him. Like, I'm like standing outside the grove. I'm like, hey, where is he?
Yeah. A good distance away, but yeah. He needs my help. How so?
Well, we found a stone that had a lot of lunar energy in it. And,
Please tell me he did not let the beast within consume him.
well, he's conscious.
Conscious how?
Like, he is here with us mentally. He just, his
He's stuck in.
physical form is not the preferred one.
He's stuck
He
doing it.
can
on his
change
own.
back.
So he is stuck outside.
Yes.
Part of our defense is from the werewolves themselves. Why we don't step foot beyond them to keep our people safe. Part of our methods of making sure we don't have anything within our tribes that's going to cause us that same level of harm.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, in a humanoid form, it does not take effect. But hybrid, well, you see now.
Yes.
Okay, we will prepare our methods, our incenses, and perform a ritual to cure him, cleanse him of his ailment. Let's hope he allows this. A curse tends to have a method over one's mind. A prevention of sorts to removing itself from the body.
Yeah, I think, honestly, I think the stone is the problem. More so than the curse. Well,
I disagree. Despite my past with him, I strongly disagree with his methods of adhering to and adapting this curse. And now it has taken over his physical form. How much further is he willing to risk his own life before it consumes his mind as well? This curse is not something to be trifled with or played with or adapted via a circle. It is meant to be cleansed or killed. There are no other options. I tolerated your shenanigans when you first entered here because of our past. But if it is already at the point of consuming his body, if he is not willing, there's not much we can do for him. And we will not be there when he is consumed. Our ancient rites protect us. And if he cannot even step foot, he has gone too far. You should know this.
I'm gonna put my hand in my pocket and give me one moment. And I'll just turn around and with my hand in my pocket say whatever incantation is needed for the sending stone.
Yeah, you just kind of rub it off a little.
And I'm gonna tell Goran.
Yeah.
Never mind.
So Garuk has decided that he is going to try to uncurse you. And that because I have not counted my words, guys. Because the curse has taken over your body, there's no other option.
What does Grook look like, by the way?
I mean, it hasn't taken over my body. It literally is just the rock. I just want info on how to, just, let go of it. And what this energy does in general.
25 words, dude. 25 words.
That's...
That's what you got. Like, you know. Every time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the response you got, Caroline.
Yep. Right. Well, I suppose you'll do what you deem necessary. In the meantime, I'll make sure he doesn't die. Can I bring Illikin with me back to where Goran is?
I assume it was probably like you and like whoever you want to bring with you come into the grove, and other people stay with Goran. So sure.
Yep.
Okay. I'm good with you.
Yep.
I mean, objectively speaking, if is Caroline back with us?
We'll say for the sake of this, yes. It's just your party now outside of the grove, where you kind of meet that boundary and can't go any farther.
Excellent. I mean, you know, objectively speaking, it's probably a good idea to, you know, figure out a way to get the stone off of me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think that the grove is gonna... I mean, Karuk seemed very determined that the curse had gone too far now.
It's at this point that you see, like, coming up and out of the grove, you see three older looking women with different like bowls of incense and powders that they are bringing to this area. Garuk did not come up though, and they look at Goran's werewolf form and are hesitant, but are making their way towards you.
What would be the appropriate way to greet them?
Probably just a bow.
Yeah, proper bow. I'm like, hello.
One of them bows back, the other
Um,
two kind of without taking their
I
eyes
have
off
a
you.
question.
What's up?
What? Because you said that Goran put the moonstone in his shirt pocket.
Yep.
What side of him? Like on his left or on his right?
Right.
Can I stand over to Goran's right?
Yep.
Cool. I'm gonna make that perception check now.
Okay. That's gonna be an insight check, actually.
What are you perceiving for?
I know what you're doing.
Yeah, but this is you're trying to perceive.
No, I'm
intent,
just stepping
so
aside for these women.
Make an insight check, Goran.
Yeah. Why would I have to make an insight check? It's fucking obvious.
I'm stepping
You're-
aside for these women.
For the sake of this, like knowing what she's. If you're
Well, now
suspecting. Karen's just stepping aside. I was gonna say if you are assuming her intent, it's insight, not perception.
Look. What do you? Okay.
I haven't
feel like
done
that's-
anything. I've just stepped to the side.
Cool. I think that's kind of BS like reason to have an insight check because I'm not looking into her specific intent. I am assuming something. I'm assuming what she is doing. And I'm like in character I would understand, okay, hey, Caroline is a rogue. This is what I would do if I was doing this thing.
I mean, fair, but the intent is not her. The focus is on the three mages that are coming up and about to perform the ritual. And in this case, Caroline is a master of deception. So, like, if she doesn't want her intent to be known, it's an insight check to perceive her intent.
Okay, but
You
like
can still assume the worst, but for the most part, like, she's not... Like, she isn't really realistically
she
a threat
hasn't
because
done
you're...
anything yet.
Yeah, that's
But
fine.
like,
haven't
why
done
wouldn't
anything.
Okay, so no, this is I'm not trying to look for information beyond this. I have already assumed this is what is happening. This is what I should be prepared for because in character, I am a rogue. I would understand. I
Right.
would not need to be like, yeah.
The reason for the checks, though, in this case, is because we are trying to separate player knowledge from character knowledge, and while your character, can make these assumptions on his own, it's the active conversation in front of you, the player, that makes us need to have these checks, because we need to know what your character's going through as far as the thought process. Like, are you more focused on Caroline and what she's doing because you're paranoid, or are you more focused on the people who are trying to cure your curse, and are, for all intents and purposes, making their way towards you? Like you've only gotten like one sentence of information here. You're still trying to figure out what the actual game plan is here, since you've made a comment, like you've said through the message towards Caroline what you want from this, and you're hoping that that's what's going to be followed through here, but you don't know because you didn't hear anything else other than the one sentence Caroline said to you. And now there are three strange old women here with incense.
And
So you have to
would I
separate
not
player
know
knowledge
that?
from character knowledge.
So would Goran not know that that there is a ritual or something that can be used to take away lycanthropy? That is something Goran would
for a
not know.
fact there is one. Like, you know for a fact that it can be
And
done.
so I know
it's a strenuous process. However,
Okay, fine. I rolled a nat one.
yeah,
We can move on. I don't know what Caroline is doing. Fine.
Yes. But you are also,
Cool.
again, I'll
I
say
would
this.
not.
You are familiar with, like, not entirely familiar with, like, the process of de-lycanthropying somebody. But that's a lot of incense for what you ask for. Like, that's something you can definitely be paranoid about.
Yeah. Why would I think that Caroline the Rogue is trying to take the rock away from me? Even though, she looked visibly uncomfortable with the fact that stuff was there, expressed audible concern when I initially got the stone, was like, hey, what's going on there, buddy? I would not be able to put those pieces together in character.
You can put those pieces together, Arpit. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, in this moment, you don't know what the intent of everyone around you is, and trying to perceive Caroline's direct intentions as a master of deception is a very difficult check, and it would likely require an insight to perceive exactly what's going through her mind in this instance with a lot of unknown variables. Like, yeah, you can be suspicious of Caroline. Be suspicious of Caroline. But you also have a lot of other things you need to be suspicious about, and you, as Goran, do not know what Caroline's intentions are. You've voiced what you want from this, and you have not gotten a response. That's all you have to go off of.
Okay. Can I say to those ladies that are approaching? So I assume this is not about giving me information about how to get this rock off of my body.
Do you wish to be cleansed?
Not particularly. I wish that idea be respected.
They take a couple
But
steps back.
I hope you can understand. Pardon?
That takes.
I am not saying. Okay, they take a couple steps back. Okay, I'm not here in any hostile way. I'm not here to hurt you. I don't want to be cleansed, right? I understand that you have concerns about that.
We cannot help you. If you do not wish to be saved, we can't save you. We can't help you. Your body is corrupted by this curse. You cannot even pass into our grove. And your friend says that you cannot change back to your human form. To save you,
This
to
all
be
started.
cleansed.
Hey, so can I just express what I would actually like hear for you to understand what's going on?
They all just kind of look at each other.
Well,
We are here to cleanse. If you do not wish to be cleansed, you will not be permitted to set foot in our grove. And you must not return. But You see them kind of get a little bit nervous. He cannot share the location of the grove.
I would never. I'm not a traitor. I still value the grove. I wish to protect its people. I'm still the same person I was. I just pull out the rock. And I'm like, I'm holding the rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, so I can't put this down. Right? That is all I want to know how to do. Because this is what is commanding me right now. It is making me not want to do that. I wish to be able to let go of it, and if that is true, if this is what is causing my problems right now, then I wish for that, this is what is causing this, not the progression of the curse. That is a theory. Just a theory.
Yeah.
One of them turns to you, Caroline. May we talk elsewhere, please?
I'm gonna look at Goran.
They straight up don't fucking believe Goran. They don't even trust him.
I'm just gonna go, like, I'll walk over in that general direction.
You can't.
No. Not
Like away
towards
from
them, just
them.
away.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
walking away.
To give us
I'm like-
privacy.
Yeah, I, like, I'll, like, hey, Arya, if you want to go with them and, like, cast paths without a trace so I can't actually hear you, would probably be the way to go.
Oh, okay. She just kind of follows suit and does it.
Baby.
I pull out my silvered saber, and I'm just
no,
like,
you don't.
not like that, not like that. I take it off of my body,
Oh, okay.
and I give it to somebody else, and I'm like, here, if it makes you feel more comfortable, I have somebody put it up to my throat, willingly.
Fucking Zalin's the one holding it, sure. It's just like,
I know you don't like it, buddy, just trust me.
he doesn't put it to your throat, but he holds it by the handle in the sheath, like ready to draw. Even he's just like, okay. I don't like this, but okay.
It'll make them feel more... Yeah, it'll make them feel more comfortable in the situation, I think.
I don't... Zalin directly says to you, putting a knife to your throat's not going to make them feel more comfortable. You're still a werewolf, and you're not dead.
Being weird.
Yeah, I'm aware. But, you have the capability of killing me in a variety of different ways.
Likely.
I'm disarming myself, too. Like, you know what? Here, have my wand. I'd like it back later, though. I don't have a spellcasting focus. Can't do jack for shit now.
Zalin's got your stuff. Okay.
Yeah, he's got, like, that.
So one of them, after Arya finishes the incantation for Pass Without Trace, and the 5 of you, so 3 druids, you, and Arya, so 4 druids and you, all sit in the whispered chamber of Pass Without Trace. Your friend does not want to be cured. We cannot help. Lycanthropes are a curse on this land, this place. Everything about it is unnatural, and he insists on maintaining it within his body. It is corrupting his mind. It is too much. It is a power that is irresistible to many who are inflicted by it. Often without our teachings, it is a burden that cannot be unquelled. The only solution is death.
Caroline's just thinking.
I fear if you cannot convince your friend to relinquish this curse from his body, there is only one other choice. He cannot let the others know that this grove exists where it does, where it lies. And we must protect our own. He was a threat when he first arrived here. He has continued to be a threat, and now it is growing. Eldegrug tolerated his presence, but it is past the point of no return, I prefer. What do you wish to do? The people we have here, they fear that monster. And often it hides within us. We try so hard to keep our people safe here, a refugee from the rest of the world as it crumbles around us. But to let one escape now, the people here fear the outcome, as do we druids.
I know a lot about both sides of this case. I know I have myself been tempted by power before, and I have many people that I want to protect, that I have to protect. I've also known Goran for a long time now. I don't think your solution is the solution that I want for this. But I completely understand your side. And after having traveled with Goran for as long as I have, I have powers that can make sure that he never tells anyone about the grove.
Okay. I will have you make me either a I don't know what powers you're referring to. Unless you're...
No, I'm just referring to killing him.
Okay, okay.
I'm just referring to murder.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Persuasion check. Or I would say I would allow you to use intimidation too if you'd rather that.
No.
Okay. Persuasion check then.
Real life dice, guys? Should I do real life dice?
Go for it.
Yeah, why not?
You're going on. I'm drunk Kirby, by the way. Tiny break.
Nice. Very good job.
Roll. Okay.
The big rolls.
It's not like Kirby, but like Kirby.
Hmm.
You know.
Kermit,
Let's
can I do
hope
it for you?
Oh yeah.
He loves this fat ass.
I love.
Okay.
What are we rolling for?
Not you.
I'm rolling to persuade these people
No, yeah.
Not to
that
kill Goran.
I.
You're
Yeah.
gonna kill Goran.
No, I'm persuading them not to kill him right now.
Well, what if you fail?
Kill him later.
Well, I
Able.
can't.
This canvas, by the way, cost me 80 cents.
Okay, bro.
Bruh.
Okay.
That's kind of pricey.
Okay.
Net 1, what?
I rolled a 16 plus 15 is 31.
Okay.
I understand these people. But also I can't let them kill Goran.
Okay.
I can't let
Okay.
him do it.
I'll bet him $5.
So you watch as
20 bucks is 20 bucks.
the three of them kind of turn away for a bit, and slowly, but just kind of like nod towards each other. They kind of quietly whisper a small. It sounds like some kind of a small incantation, though no magic is emanating from them.
Arya is
understands.
listening and understanding everything they're saying.
True, but Arya is also not the type to speak up.
No, that's
Um,
fair.
The three finally turn to you, and the one that was speaking to you replies back. You have shown good faith to our grove thus far. And while we lose faith in your friend, we do not lose faith in you. You watch as one of them pulls out a blade from like underneath some of the stuff they had.
Mm-hmm.
We will not cleanse your friend today. And we will trust that you will uphold the secrecy of our grove. Garuk will not be pleased with this outcome.
No.
And we will likely continue to be a sanctuary for all who come around. But we still greatly fear him and what he has become. So for that, we wish you safe travels.
Hmm.
And much luck on your journey. But he is not welcome here anymore. And if he next returns and refuses to cleanse, he may very well forfeit his life.
Hmm.
They don't wait for your response. They turn and leave.
Yeah.
Arya just kind of quietly to you. Damn.
Yep.
So... now what?
We're on our own again, I guess.
I think, like, out of character, I think that meant more, like, I'm just not welcome here, but you guys are mostly cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, Petrulli and stuff are still here.
Yeah.
You just now have to
I
hold
mean,
the
it's
ceremony
not like
outside
we've
of the grove.
done...
Yeah.
Which, if you'd like, we can move on to.
Yeah, just like return and just like so you're
Hmm?
not welcome here anymore. But they're not gonna kill you right now. Yeah.
Wonderful. Somebody mind helping me get this rock off of me?
And I try to just grab it.
Um, You can certainly try. How quick are you?
I'm pretty quick.
The answer is faster than me.
We'll see.
About
I'm
30
like
seconds.
kind of holding it out weakly, but I like can't let go of it properly.
Yeah, it's you're holding it in your hand, but you still got a good grip on it.
Yeah, I'm like actively trying to fight it.
I'll have both of you go ahead and make me dexterity checks
Okay.
to see if you can even grab it, and then at that point, it's a strength check to pull it.
Oh
from the
my.
person.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Ooh.
Oof.
Wait. Hold on.
Would you roll?
Hold. Oh, wait.
You
Oh,
are not,
never
this is
mind.
not proficient.
Actually. Yeah, I know. I rolled an 8.
Cool.
I'm still in deep thought.
Go on, what'd you roll?
13.
Yeah.
So, Caroline,
With
as-
a most.
as you're holding it out, oh hi Jace, as you're holding it out, and Caroline goes to, like quickly swipe it, you tag it away, and like feel annoyed at yourself that you did that and try to hold it out, and as like you're just kind of like that back and forth, like you really don't want to do this, but you know you need to, but you don't want to do it, and after
Can
like
I
2 more
try
tries,
another
it's
thing?
like this isn't working. Probably just hold on to this. It's fine. Like it's just. You don't put it away. Like you're still in control for the most part. But you can't. Like this curse does have some control now.
Let me just set this indeed. Can I cast command?
Command drop.
Yes. Command drop.
So.
You can certainly try.
How,
Sure.
how,
Right.
how loud do you shout? Command.
Well, isn't he
No,
an
I'm
elf,
just
so he's
saying.
like
Stop.
immune to being charmed and stuff?
Drop it.
Not immune.
Bad.
Not immune.
Bad dog.
Just advantage.
Oh god, you're an
So I
elf.
mean, if one of you had like disadvantage or stuff to put on the saving throw.
That would be nice, wouldn't it?
Does
Yeah.
Illican have Bane?
Is this a wisdom save?
It is a wisdom.
It is a wisdom
Illican have
save.
I
what?
will throw a bend lock
It
up
cannot.
on my boy.
Okay.
So
Cool. So I'm
So
rolling
he
a
has
disadvantage.
no, he gets 1d4 minus to his roll.
Okay.
Okay.
Maintain control of your senses.
He still gets
And
advantage, so
Are you rolling the d4?
I get
Yeah.
advantage, but you're giving me a disadvantage.
A penalty.
no, you get
No.
advantage, but I give you a minus to your roll.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's called. Yeah, so you still. have advantage
Anybody
to
else
roll.
got anything?
Come on, guys.
you are
Let's
at a
make sure he
disadvantage.
fails.
Kadrith stays.
Arya.
Kadrith walks away from you.
Cool.
Yeah, good.
I think it's the best we got.
Too bad
Because
no one
Arya
has,
only
like,
ha-
Bane.
Cool.
Arya has guidance, I
19.
think.
Minus.
1d4.
Minus 4.
4. Okay.
Which is a 15, which
15?
fails, because my wisdom save is 17.
Cool. I dropped the rock.
So finally
I picked it
you're finally a good boy. Like the command, okay,
Good
and drop.
boy.
And as you drop the stone, like you go to pick it back up, but like you've got the two conflicting minds, like the command spell and the curse, trying to pull it from you. And as it leaves your hand,
It stops.
you don't change.
Okay.
Ah, the curse
Uh,
moved.
So
Ah, boom.
the Caroline, you immediately pick it up.
Yeah. I'm down in my bag again.
Yeah,
Cool.
you are still a werewolf.
I drop werewolf form.
You do not. In this instance, though, I need you to go ahead and put on 2 levels of exhaustion.
Damn.
Cool.
And you watch as, after, like, feeling that wave of exhaustion, the form slowly begins to recede from you. After about a
have a
minute,
separate
you finally
question,
transform
too.
back into your humanoid form, and you regain your ability to wild shape.
Okay.
As
For
well as-
the few moments that the stone was not in Goran's grip and not in my bag of holding, did Illican feel the pull again?
Yep.
Interesting. This is such a weird stone, guys.
I agree.
Weird rock.
Weird rock.
Do we like the weird or no? That's the question.
Since it is
Well-
cursed, maybe we shouldn't feed it delicate.
It could be
No,
used.
but like it might, but no, because the stone isn't cursed. Goran is cursed. Illican isn't cursed, right? You're not cursed, right?
I don't think I am.
Do you just think it'll have positive effects?
I want to know.
I love
Okay.
the immediate.
I'm
Like,
really
just immediately in
curious.
tears. Like, I don't think so. I don't know.
I mean, if you have it, you are kind of the perfect to get rid of it.
I
At
have-
least.
It's okay. It's
Okay,
okay.
so-
I can cure myself if
Yeah.
if I do.
Once I'm back in my normal form, can I like try to cross the barrier again?
You still cannot.
You're
Interesting.
cursed forever.
Your werewolf
What's
level
going
up.
on?
It
Can I,
feels
like-
as you like step towards the grove, it feels like you have an insane sensation of just smells and like you immediately become overstimulated and you start to like double back and your vision becomes blurry and like you want to push through but you physically
Back.
cannot and it starts to like give you a migraine,
need
distort your
air.
vision, like you're having trouble breathing, and as you like vacate the space you start to cough and try to get your breath back, and that scent lingers, that awful like pungent scent of just like whatever it is overwhelming and you cannot like physically push beyond it. It doesn't smell as bad as the last time, but you feel like it's probably a process that takes a while to get over because the curse was so intensely strong and like commanding over your body.
Can I try again after a little bit of time?
Probably, yeah. You can certainly try, yeah.
Do we wanna try to give it to Illiken?
I think it would be
Can
cool.
we do it after the funeral?
Yeah, that's fair. Let's call Patchouli out.
Yeah.
Whilst I BRB.
Okay, so you mean
Or
Gexus,
Gexus.
right? Because Patrouille's ahead. She'll be right back. Cool.
Yeah.
Do we need to take a break or no? Are we good?
It depends if Telia is going to
I'm-
be very important for the next part, or
Probably not. I don't know. We can keep going. I just didn't know if anybody else needed a break because we have two of you gone already.
I mean, I'm good.
As you guys are kind of, some of you go down, find Gexus and the other two soldiers that came with him, and make their way back up to the top, back to the, start of this all. You get to a point where, you have the religious types among you, the druids and the cleric, kind of setting up the ritual. Illiken, does ceremony have anything as far as funerals go? Or is this...
I do have funeral right. I can perform a funeral ceremony.
Okay. Then that being the case, the head is not removed from the bag
think-
during this. And each of you kind of standing amongst a pillar of stone that has been set up and aside for the head to rest on. A space that, you know, behind this stone pillar, a space to lay the head to rest for its final time. A burial, if you would, here.
Wasn't Gexus supposed? Oh, sorry, Petroli supposed to be
Like
a
home.
funeral pyre,
I mean,
and that is why we needed
it is
Zalin
supposed
because
to-
he's the only person that we know that can produce flame
That's true, actually. Yeah,
that
I
is
forgot about
like
that.
strong.
Then yes. I'll say for the sake of this, you guys probably take a good, like, hour or so to travel away from the grove. To do all of this. And to, like, set up on the
Yeah.
beach side. Or, it'd be not quite the beach side, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
At which point the party puts together a nice large pyre. Or a nice bundle of wood and fuel.
The appropriate incense and flowers that I spent time collecting.
Illiken, how would you like to perform this funeral rite?
Well, is there anything in particular for the semantics, small things that would be respective of their religion.
Well, he was not a very religious man, but he had faith in all of us and those of us around him. Nothing that I can think of, but the body to be burned is, what he would have wanted. The cultural send-off, if you would. And before then, a moment to say our goodbyes.
Then a magical funeral rite would not be appropriate as he wishes to be burned. So I will just perform a normal funeral ceremony.
Okay. I'll say it's probably like follow it up with like, well, no, because you can't use Grim Repose either way, but you perform the ceremony. Goran, did you have something to add?
I was just gonna say, I mean, maybe it's a little bit better to... Is there a particular custom from your land that you feel might be appropriate to follow here?
Yes.
A particular way?
Burning him.
Well, other than that, I mean, in a particular way.
In an ideal ceremony, the body would be brought back to our homeland, but that's not a possibility at the moment, and the body will continue to rot away from where his head lies. This is the most appropriate venue we have. There's no other customs that I can think of that would need to be necessary. We would just like to say our goodbyes before sending him off.
You mentioned that you might want to keep his ashes so that his family could have them.
Yes. If it's at all possible.
Yes.
Okay. Then I think that...
Electin, would you like to perform a funeral, or would you like us to get to the point where we are saying our goodbyes?
I think saying goodbyes would probably be a better next step, since there's nothing fancy in particular that their culture does.
Alright.
Would it be, strange to sort of do this in the way that it would be done at the Grove? Like, this is, like, more out of character than in character.
Gotcha.
Sort of, like, context clues.
So, like, utilizing the Grove's methods of their burials, or...
Pyres. Like, for those who wish to be burned.
Well, those who die within the Grove their bodies are typically consumed by the land, rather than burned.
Yeah.
Like, you give back what all you took in this world, type shit. And... Arguably, yeah, it would be beneficial, but if what little of the body you have is being burned, there's nothing to give to the land, necessarily. So there's nothing about the druidic rites of passage that would be relevant to this kind of funeral. Other than maybe charms that you could bestow onto the dead to signify a safe passage, or a donation of some kind to potentially prevent them from rising again, or some kind of a symbolistic, like, take this to the afterlife with you.
Yeah, I would say more along the lines of, like, there would probably also be a tradition for, like, in line with, like, say, a forest fire, where, yes, it is also part of the cycle, but I can understand not having something like...
Forest fires are not necessarily part of the natural cycle of life. They are natural events that can occur
in
rare occasions.
Yeah, okay.
But this is not the climate for a natural forest fire to occur. And even then, like, That's a lot of destruction side of things. Like incorporating the druids' rights that you know for this would not necessarily be appropriate for the type of funeral this is showing to be.
Okay, fair.
But if you'd
I
like
mean, that
to,
makes a lot of sense.
but if you'd like to add to this or bestow something onto the dead, you are more than welcome to. Like if you wanted to open the bag and another final grim repose, or if you wished to like give some kind of a gift to the final dead, like you could do something like that if you wished.
Yeah, I think I might. Sort of going back in character, I think Goran would then sort of, once the ceremony has started, be like, is there anything you wish to send off with him? The grove, we usually bury our people, but with the belongings or charms, things that could protect them or serve them in the future.
Unfortunately, I'm
If
not
there's
a
anything like
man of the arcane, but Petroli was the kind of man who gave what he could, within reason, of course, but he gave more than he took, and probably not want anything in the afterlife so long as we could use it here in the land of the living. So, I don't have a memento for him, unfortunately. I wish I did. And I wish I could say my goodbyes to his face. But that's not exactly... It's not a belief of mine.
that's fair.
I'll speak,
Sorry.
I suppose. And he kind of steps up to the pyre that's been built. For all intents and everything you've done, you've been a good man to me. You took me in when my family wouldn't. You were there for me, at every chance you could. And even in the worst lines of our work and through the shittiest of people around us, you always found a way to help. And you've given me many lessons throughout our lives together. I'm grateful to having met you and everything you've ever done and given me. For the chance at a better life was better than I ever had. And this life is better than anything I could have ever gotten myself. But it's with this word that I promise you, Petroli. Old friend. That I hope to give more than I take, just as you did. That I learn to give back all that I have taken. And that I do what I can to leave this world stronger and happier than I found it. To leave this world better than it found us. I hope the fires find you well, friend. And that all your good deeds have netted you a positive, happy afterlife. You've earned it. bows for a moment, takes in the silence, takes a deep breath, kind of wipes away part of a tear from his eye, and turns. I know the rest of you didn't know him as well as we did. But if you've anything to say, I'm sure that might bring some of you some closure. Or something. I don't know. It's up to you.
I look over at Caroline, and I sort of give him a look of, I would like to go up. May not have known you for very long, but I believe I can say this for all of us. You did your best to help us, and you did your best to make this land a better place. You supported and put up with our chaos. You shared in our laughter and our enjoyment. You were part of our team, and you welcomed us into your family. So I pull out my blue on black sash. And place it on the pyre. Hold it up appropriately. And I place a necklace made of flowers around Petroli's head. You welcomed us into your family, and as you say your goodbyes, you will always be part of ours. You may be gone, but you will always be with us. You will always be part of our story. And you will always be part of our song, of our saga. And I bow. Thank you. I return.
As you turn to walk back to your place at this rite, Gexus is cheered up a lot more now. Thank you. You don't know what that would have meant to him.
Goran smiles. Very somber smile.
Anybody else?
I'll create a flower.
Mm-hmm.
That's the color of like an accent color that he wore.
So like
or
a
something.
bright golden orange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something that he would like. I am sorry that you didn't get to tell us your story. But I'm very glad that you got to be a part of ours. And I hope in whatever place you're in now, or won't be in, that you don't regret meeting us. And that you're at peace with your decisions in this life. I think you did good. Well, place the flower. Is the fire already burning?
No.
Okay. That's me.
You turn to your space. Zalin kind of looks around, see if anybody else wants to go up next before he starts this.
I'd assume I'm kind of next to Sound.
Sure.
I sort of whisper in his ear. Would you be able to produce a flame and allow Gexus and his and the bodyguards to light it first before you enhance?
Not really. Maybe if he was casting a spell and I could alter it that way, but the arcane
can't
fire doesn't
he?
work that way. Gexus kind of leans in.
I would hope it.
It's okay. Usually those who speak at the funeral aren't the ones who ignite the pyre. It's done by a ceremonious mage. This is fitting. And I'll speak one more time before the fire burns out. Which point Zalin. Right. So kind of walks up. The blue flame in his hand. In his other hand. And he thrusts the flame onto the pyre. And as it begins to ignite, you watch the blue flames shift into a orange color before, as the fire begins to catch and rise, Zalin uses his magic and begins to manipulate the fire. And as he does, as the fire manipulates, it shifts back to this nice, vibrant blue color. And it takes off in a magnificent blue light in the darkness of the world around you. Smoke begins to rise above the tree lines. And the fire burns. As Zalin continues to concentrate, Gexus steps up. Takes one last look at the burning space with his lost friend there. As even the skin on his tiefling begins to burn away. Turns back to the rest of you. Bows his head. Grabs his hands together. And you hear those of you who speak Infernal. Go with peace and gusto, my friend. It'll be a long journey. But I hope to see you again. Fire continues to burn. And eventually, as the flowers, the sash, and the head all are consumed by the flame, you watch as the pyre, burning so hot, collapses into itself, consuming everything that was donated to it. Fire continues to burn for a little longer before Talon's magic fades off of it, and all that remains is a natural fire that slowly shifts back into a familiar orange light. Kat just kind of chimes in. So how do we get the ashes out? Talon. I'll get it. Fire burns for a little longer before Talon snuffs it out. And as he begins to kind of sift through everything and pull up the red and gold blanket from before that was sitting underneath the flame itself, it's singed, scorched, but it does contain the ashes. And as he ties it around, he sets it into another, like, bag he had, or something else would have set aside. Maybe the blanket would have been set aside, and he puts it all back in that blanket instead, gathering the ashes and passes them off to Gexus. Thank you, Blue and Black. When I return home and make our way back to his home, I'll likely receive something from the family as well. Not sure what. Not sure what my life's going to lead from here, but I have heard tale of conflict on your home. I'll send a raven out. Return it to me when you wish for us to arrive and fight alongside you. We'll bring men. Good men. I can't guarantee the best, but I can guarantee that we at least you won't be alone in your conflict. You tell us when we're needed and we'll be there. I personally will be there.
You'll always be welcome at our keep. With us.
Thank you.
And we'll always be here. For you too.
He turns and begins to make his way back to the grove. As the rest of you stand around, taking a little bit of time, one by one, you each slowly but surely follow suit. Though if you'd like to have any other conversations as you are straggling behind, you may.
Oh. I don't know if we really can return to the grove. One
Well,
of us is banned.
You can escort Gexus, though.
To the edge.
Yeah.
You are all still welcome at the Grove, from what I understand.
Yeah, but like, you're not.
It's
So...
alright. If... Well, okay, before, like, I leave the pyre, as the ashes cool, I would like to take, like, a small vial of those ashes and just keep them with me.
You may.
More so just as a memento. And then would also like to plant seed, well, a few seeds from a yew tree.
From the what?
From a yew tree. It would be appropriate here. It may not be a burial, but his ashes will still nourish this.
The yew tree will struggle to grow here, but perhaps in time it finds a way to persevere beyond the giants of trees that surround it. The seeds are planted, the soil replenished, and soon
And
nature will
watered
come to
too.
water it.
Hmm.
Well, I guess you have a water skin. You can just water it yourself, but
Just a little.
perhaps the tree will grow. Only time will tell.
May this tree go strong and steady.
Gexus and the other two guards at his side make their way back to the grove safely.
Yay.
And you all are left to your own devices yet again.
Uh-oh.
Night is
Caroline.
hit.
It's a bad idea.
It is late. It is bedtime.
Sleep.
Uh,
Can we
Caroline.
go
I
back
assume
to
we're
the
at the
grove?
edge of the grove.
Yeah, you're at the edge of the grove.
Okay.
Well, two things. One, am I able to cross the barrier now?
Still no.
Okay. Caroline, if I may,
Hmm.
can you deliver this note? It is signed and sealed by me.
Who?
You know. It's what's his
Guruk.
I can't. Guruk, yes. The note simply says that whenever the grove needs help, I will be there. And when all of this has passed, when this curse no longer is part of this land, there will come a day where I will return. When I am ready to finally be cured. If they will still accept me then, I would be eternally grateful. I
Yeah,
may not be
I'll-
ready. I may not be ready yet, but yeah.
After Caroline, you give the letter and turn and leave. He opens it and begins to read. The only thing you catch as you're walking away is a sigh. Whether hopeful or pitiful, you don't know, but a sigh does escape him. And you feel maybe
Hey, Telgoran.
there's still hope.
He sighed.
Quite an emotional response, don't you think?
Well, I don't know him. Not like you do. So I think that's up to you to decide.
He still cares. He still loves me. Yeah. You may not understand, but he went so far. And he was still willing to help me be cured, be free.
Mhm.
I hope it brings him some peace.
And with that, you blue on black gas mode your
Go
way
sleep.
back to the boat.
Yay, both
my God.
And eep.
sleep times.
Keep time. I've
times.
been. What have I been doing in the meanwhile?
Up to you what you want to
Really?
do.
You've been with us,
Yeah.
right?
You've been with him the whole time.
Okay, fine.
You
Yeah.
were there for the funeral. Night eventually comes. Goran.
Oh boy.
It's full moon, isn't it?
It's a good boy.
In your dreams, as you rest, you find yourself pulled into sleep. Exhausted, so naturally, but you find yourself naked in the same dark chamber before. With the hybrid beast chained up before you. Though you see the shackles that it holds are still there. But they seem not as taut, not as tight. Not as strong, maybe. What do you want to do?
I walk up to him.
You walk up to him. Its head slouched low, and as you walk towards him, it perks up at you.
Hey, so, is he standing or seated?
Standing. Chained
Mm.
to walls you cannot perceive.
Mm.
It cocks its head at you. A slight grin.
No. What?
Gives a confused
What?
look. You ask what? It gives a confused look. You're cutting out, what did you
It's
say?
hard. I was just saying, it's hard. But I still wish to treat you with love. I don't want for you to be shackled. But I understand your rage.
Turns away. You hear a sigh come from it. But no words.
Look at me, please.
Make an animal handling check.
How do we feel about 16 total?
16. It looks at you.
I don't want to hurt you. I also don't want you to hurt those that I love.
Takes a step closer. The chains go taut behind it, but it doesn't appear threatening. It's something you notice that as it takes a step closer, there is a circle on the floor. Carvings in the ground that appear to be raised, dimpled in. You see them, but they are black on black surface, like light reflecting on it, and you can see something engraved into the floor, but a strange green glow within the center of the ring kind of highlights the circle around it that wasn't there before.
And I sort of reach down and try to inspect it further.
Sure. Make me a wisdom nature check. Or a wisdom arcana check, your choice.
Um, $15?
15, okay.
On a proficiency, it should be 15.
Say that one more time.
I said it on a proficiency, so it'll just be 15.
Okay.
I'm a very bad druid.
You may be a very bad druid, comparatively speaking, to how druids normally operate and how you've adopted a curse into a circle of yours, but it's that where you realize that this is all within you. But this circle is a representation of the circle that you've adapted. You see that the chains that make up the shackles on this creature are not, in fact, chain links, but runes and symbols that don't appear to be perceivable. And so you just see them as a chain, like a development that furthers into your understanding of your devotion here. You see the circle on the ground is more of these runes and symbols and undefined flora, if you would, that are markings in the ground. This that you can see even comes in layers. Different steps that you've taken to further your understanding of the circle that you've devoted yourself to. And as it expands outward towards you. And you realize you yourself are stepping into a circle. Like you're in one yourself that stretches out towards this thing, but they are separated by all of these shackles, these runes you can't quite perceive as runes. Like it's possible that this thing, whatever it is, you don't know if it's coming closer to you or if it's separated and shackled by the circle, or if maybe the further you understand this thing, the more freedom this creature gets. But you wonder if that's a bad thing or a good thing. You don't realize it until this point, but this creature is standing nearly face to face with you. Its form isn't physical. But the longer you look at it, the fur doesn't move like wind, it moves more like a symbiote. like something that's somewhat fluid in some ways, but solid enough that it's still perceived as what it is, a werewolf. You start to understand. This thing doesn't want to just be free. The circle wants, well, the circle that you have here, that you've adapted yourself to. It wants coexistence. That the further you understand your devotion to this, the more it understands you. And the less conflict it feels with you. It wants to be one with you.
Can I speak to it one more time?
You may say what you wish.
You know, this, the more I see, the more I understand. This is something that's not I look over at a similarity I find in both circles.
Okay.
I may not understand what this part here is exactly for you, but I point at the reflected image of that circle. For me, this area and what this circle means, this part, anyways, it's family. It's love. It's the desire to protect. For me, it has been many things. It's blue and black. It is the grove. Just tonight, we said farewell to a friend. I can imagine it makes you feel angry. And we had to, in the way we did, and why we did. I feel it too. You could say he was part of our pack. It's the same word, really. I wish I could put it more eloquently, communicate all of those feelings, those thoughts. But when I look into your eyes and you look into mine, I think we both understand. I hope there is a day where this is not a relationship built on shackles or chains, on restraint, but one where we hold each other's arms like brothers, help each other. And yes, occasionally one of us holding the other back to prevent them from doing something self-destructive or stupid. But that is not an act of control. It is an act of love and friendship, a brotherhood, a family. Do you want that too?
continues to stare. And you feel yourself drifting off into a new dream before you can even hear a reply. The creature never speaks, but you feel an understanding. It understands you. Eventually, you wake up, still feeling like some of your questions are unanswered, but you understand more than you did before. This thing, whatever it is within you, its drive has shifted. It doesn't want to control you, it doesn't want to consume you. It doesn't want to be part of this pact, the pack it once was. It wants to be free like you. It wants the support with you, with those you have around you. It wants to be a part of you. Goran, you may add a passive buff to
You're
your
muted,
character. You may add a passive buff to your character, by the way. Whenever you would have to deal with your blood rage, reduce the DC of that wisdom saving throw by 1 permanently.
Literally just a baby.
And from that, I am having a storm here.
Hell.
It's a little early to end the session here, but I kind of feel like given this state's history, it's likely going to lead to a power outage. So I think I am going to leave the session here.
Did we at least
however-
get a long rest?
Yes, you all
We at least
long
get a
rest.
level up.
No, you don't get level up. You all get a long rest.
Come on, we did so much stuff.
2
I'm
days
supposed
have
to
now
roll
officially
something.
passed. And
What?
I said 2 days have now officially passed. That's
Right.
the conversation with Yorlana. And it's up to you guys. If you guys would like to, you can take some time before we end the session to discuss what your next plan is. Or you can just wait to do the next session. But I figured, hey, while
Okay.
I've got some time, like,
I have my
important
to-do
stuff, so-
list.
Go ahead.
You have
I
given
have
us our to-do list.
Yeah, this is our to-do list, guys. At least from my perspective. I'm just also gonna look at this thing. A D6 plus 1.
Be girl and lie. Wait, what's the thing go?
Eat hot chip.
Eat hot chip and
Work.
lie.
Charge thy phone.
Charge that phone and lie. Yeah.
A
For
D6 plus 1.
instance, I'm just
That's all women do.
resting first.
It's all,
Yes,
all the women
everybody
do.
who haven't yet long rest.
They just eat hot chip and die. Okay.
Eat hot chip and die.
Rest.
Do I recover my exhaustion?
You recover one
One
level.
level
of
or
exhaustion.
1.
Okay.
Okay, to-do
So-
list. But this is my personal to-do list, so like some of them are like not applicable to all of you guys. I want to buy some wine. I also want to talk more with Yorlana, make a more in-depth plan. I think now I don't remember. I don't remember if I actually talked to Kadrith about this or if I just
Dreamed it.
I feel like we talked about well, we talked about posting as her guards, right? We have done that.
Oh,
So yeah. And also going back to Volknion, making Frida my Captain Girly now, so that we can dock the ship. Also, find a bathhouse, take a wash. We need it. We stanky. We real
Aw.
stanky.
Yes.
We're literally
ask-
gamers, Delia. We don't need to shower.
Hey,
Ask Adros
You know, we did-
why he wants to kill Netherese. And also, I guess figure out what the fuck's going on with this vault.
I just want
Yeah,
to
that's
go
my
over
to-do
here.
list.
Hey, you know, you have like a place to wash up on the boat, right? It's
That's not the same.
yeah, but like you know,
I want to take a bath. I don't want to, clean myself with, what do you guys call them
yeah,
again?
blah.
Yeah. I want
mean,
to take
you know.
an actual bath.
Yeah,
Delia, Caroline's just not a big enough gamer.
No.
Did it cringe?
I feel so fucking betrayed.
Well, Caroline and Taylor are to
Delia would never shower.
No.
She would never betray me like that.
Yeah. So, that's my
Maybe
to-do
stinky
list.
confirmed.
Do you guys have anything to add?
Go to tavern and get shit-faced for once. Haven't done that
Yeah,
in a
but I
while.
don't think we should do that here.
Why not?
Considering enemy territory, I don't think we should do that here.
Dude,
I
the
have
French and the
also had
Nazis
that-
were
I have
fucking
also
covering
had that thought,
First
but I
Unit.
think it'll have to wait until we're back on Kylen-Jaal.
Also, the last time we spent any reasonable amount of time in the tavern, you know, Dad decided to kill a bunch of people.
Your dad's cringe. Mine is
Yeah.
actually loud.
When we got here, remember when we went to the ball and we came back, and then the tavern keep was dead, everything had been ransacked, or shit got stolen.
Well,
Yeah, you're always in the past, Goran.
It's happened.
Gotta look into the
multiple
future.
times. Why do
In
we
the
keep
future.
letting Riley do this?
Also,
What, keep
one
letting
more
Riley
thing,
let us fuck it up?
give the stone to Illiken and see what happens.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, we're good.
Can we do that now?
Basically, fuck around and find out number 2.
Do we want to fuck around and find out
Cool.
right now?
Illiken,
I thought we were waiting next session.
Yes.
are you open to fuck around and find out right now?
Big Goliath walking around a town is very suspicious. I'm gonna stay on the boat.
Well, yeah,
No,
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 on the boat. Like, we're talking about the Moonstone.
There's a rock.
Oh,
Well,
Well, yeah.
can I
Yeah.
grab it with some tongs and then touch Illiken with it?
Or I can just...
It would, okay, yeah. You can do that by all means. I'm not gonna stop you. I don't even want to actually try to touch it. Scary.
I don't
But,
even
you
know
know.
why I asked. I don't even know why. I don't need to touch this, right? It's just don't
I don't-
even
no,
worry
no, no,
about
like-
me. I don't want
Yeah.
it. I don't want
I don't need another hit. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm good. I can
so
stop anytime I want.
I feel like Caroline's probably just like, hey, Illiken, can catch.
No, I'll walk carefully over and I'll like, here you go. Touch it.
Illiken. It's a very warm rock. You feel like it's a very nice, like, it's beautiful, it's intricate, it sits in your hand, kind of, it's a little small, but like it's big for rocks, kind of thing. Fits nicely in your hand, actually. But, as you're kind of looking at it, it feels warm to the touch. It feels close to you. Make me a wisdom religion check. Actually, no, just make me a religion check. Intelligence religion.
Illiken?
I do have a high religion check.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Very good.
Same, for some reason.
The
Well,
one
you're
thing
smart
I'm
and
really good at.
He's the wizard that went to
That's
Catholic
not-
school.
Oh shit.
How the hell did I roll a nat 1? I still got an 11.
That's a nat 1.
Oh.
It's a really pretty walk. It's warm to the touch. I mean, it's comforting to hold. You get the sense, like, maybe there's a reason it's drawing itself to you, or you're drawn to it, but it's a pretty rock.
No info at all.
Are you wrong?
It does not do anything to you either. It is now in your possession, and it feels good.
Okay. Can you give
Can
it
you
back
give
to
it back
Carolyn?
to me?
No issue.
Okay. So at least you're not cursed. Elikin.
Yeah.
At least not the same way that he is. That's good to know.
I just imagine it like
Right.
being like,
Oh,
yeah, oh thank gods.
Nope.
I have a question.
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
Can I quickly like go and meditate? To try to at least say something to that part of me and hope that it hears me.
Sure, you may certainly try.
I'm just trying to say, hey, if/when we need to touch that rock again, let's work together. Try at least. It feels like it brings us closer. And, yeah.
You sit and meditate for a little while, hoping for a response or some kind of acknowledgement, but none comes. You hope that the thing, whatever is
That's
in you,
okay.
heard you or understands you, but there's no response. Anybody else have any last minute stuff they want to do before the day starts next session?
Did anything outwardly change about Illiken or anything? Like, anything? Like, Illiken has a holy symbol, right?
Yep.
Did it glint?
Nope.
Okay.
Did all her gods abandon her?
I'll give. I was gonna give you the check, but I think I'm gonna give it to Starry because he mentioned he has fucking religion. Starry, you wanna make a religion check? Watching this shit happen, Mr. fucking Wizard in a Catholic school. Go for it.
Yay!
Maybe it's just, at the
14.
orphanage.
Hey, look at that.
14 total.
Yes.
It's hard to tell.
Oh my god, you rolled a 4 plus 10.
That
That's
sounds like Starry.
unfortunate.
That sounds like Starry. So there's not much that you yourself can
Should've been me.
glean from this. As you start to like think on it, like you don't know why it's calling to Illiken. You don't know why like it did so. Like Illiken's not a lycanthrope. It doesn't like she doesn't have any kind of curse that afflicts her that's drawing her to this. And then you start to think like part of like your own studies of like the stars and shit like that, constantly looking up at the sky, daydreaming as you do.
Yeah.
You think you're not sure, but maybe it could just be a source of power. Like it could just be like, hey, it's astral or it's celestial or something otherworldly technically. Like you don't know because the moon is just so far away. And what you do know from science is that all suns are stars. The light reflected off the moon is light from the sun, and lunar energy is what alters and affects these lycanthropes. But it also affected Illiken. If you can put the pieces together, I mean, more power to you, but I can't tell you anything else.
Oh,
Elikin's lycanthrope.
you just gave me a challenge.
Well, it's a good thing you love challenges, right?
Well,
Going to the moon?
What's up with the moon?
Yes.
Is this a blue and black
no,
space
we're stealing the moon.
It's
Going
time
to the moon is
steal
impossible,
the
Dorian.
moon.
No one has ever been there.
Despicable us.
Let's go off.
Alright, let's end the session there. Thank
Juicy.
you guys for watching, hanging out with us. We will not have a session next week, guaranteed. Hopefully after that we will. I know I'm gonna be out of town, so no DM, no session. But hopefully we have a
What?
session soon, like within the next, like the 16th. I think I'll have a session. It'll be fine, right? Probably. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us for this long, and we hope to catch you. Thank you, Tiva. I see your comment now.
Yeah.
They were
I don't
long
know if-
gone. They sent that shit like
Yeah,
way
that's
early.
fair.
I forgot about that because I saw it and then it looked at the view count, it was 0, and I was like, oh, I missed you. Oops. Either way, thanks for watching. We hope to see you again next time. Good luck and goodbye. How do I deafen? There we go.
Yeah.
Talk.
Peace.